We are live, so you can start.
Hello student, welcome to the GATE Academy GATEvantage Series. Today's session will be fantastic and will be most useful for GATE 2022 exam. Be attentive and focused to have maximum impact. We will have a detailed explanation of it and will cover all the important modules, okay, including both example, solved example and previous year GATE question. At the end, we will have a live quiz, okay. So keep all distraction aside and ask questions wherever required. So I welcome you all. So those who are present, please comment. Those who are present, please comment. So I think some of you are late. So in this session, I am going to cover everything about storage class. Then we are going to see recursion and even previous year GATE question. It is very important topic in programming in C. Very important topic. Okay. Hi everyone. So those who are present, please comment. Fine. So let's start. So in C programming, first we are going to see the storage class. So anything you people know about the storage class, then please let me know. Those who are present, please comment. Storage class. Okay. So generally, so definitely you are going to get a 2 marks questions. Okay. Now, why we learn storage class? Rakesh Shankar is saying no, sir. Okay. So I will start from scratch, no new class, then also it's fine. So what is, why we learn storage class? What is the requirement? So what it describes? So storage class are used to describe the features of a variables or function. Means the features that storage class, like if you are writing int x. So what is the default value of x? Where it is going to get stored? Okay, what will be the scope, life? So everything that is going to be explained by storage class. So storage class, you write. So even I will give you the notes. Storage class are used to describe the features features of a variable slash function. So storage class are used to describe the features, what are the features of a variable as well as for the function. So these features basically includes the scope, what will be the scope, what will be the life, what will be the default value. Means if you're not giving any initialization to that variable, then what is going to have its default value. Okay. So these features basically, so you write with me. So Rakesh is present, and those who are live, please comment. See, I want a interactive class. These features, and happy Durga Puja to all of you. These features basically include the scope, lifetime, storage, and default value, which help us to trace the existence trace the existence of a particular variable, which helps to trace the existence of a particular variable during the. Yeah, Orko is saying hello sir, happy Durga Puja. Rakesh is saying same to you sir. Yeah, thank you Orko and Rakesh. Of a particular variable during the runtime of a program, during the runtime of a program, during the runtime of a program. Okay, so these features basically includes the scope. What is the scope of that? I will tell you what is the scope. Means till what time you can use that variable, not what time, till means where you can use that variable. Okay, lifetime means till what time it is alive. Storage, where it is getting the storage, whether it is a memory or a stack, or default value means if you are not giving initialization, then where it is going to, what default value it is going to have. Okay, which help us to trace the existence of a particular variable during the runtime of a program. Okay, during the runtime of program. So if you're done with the writing, then please let me know. If you're done with the writing, then please let me know. So we will also provide the notes of this. Okay, you can join the Telegram group. There I will send you. So you can take the screenshot also. Now see scope. What is scope? So the scope of a variable or function that I'm going to write as a name is the part of the program within which the name can be used. Okay, so the variable name where it can be used, that is defined by the scope. Okay, the scope of a name in bracket. See, I will even show you the scope of a name slash variable or function. Name can be variable or function, is the part of the program, is the part of the program within which the name can be used, within which the name can be used. So this, what is the scope? The scope of a name, that is variable even called as function, is the part of the program within which the name can be used. Okay, that name is going to be used. See, let me show you the code. See what I mean to say, it will get clear. See, from online C compiler, we will see. See what I mean to say, you see here. I am saying the scope, like you declare some fun, you give some function named int f1. Okay, here I am just writing inside that some variable I am going to define, int x. Okay, so that x will be used inside f1. Now if I'll print, okay, if I'll print that %d x, now see what it is going to give. It will give an error. See, error x undeclared, first use in the function. See, but you will say, sir, I have declared. Here you are saying that you have declared it. Okay, is the code is visible? Is the code is visible? See, see, this is it visible or not? No, it is not visible. Okay, fine. See what I have written. Okay. It is not visible. I have just used the online C compiler. Yeah. Now it's visible. Fine. Means I understood how to share that one. Let me show that. I think now it is visible. I think now it is visible. Is it visible? Yeah, yeah. Now see what I mean to say, the scope. Now see, you are declaring int x here, but when you are trying to use in that main function, it is giving error that is saying undeclared. That's the scope. That it is a local variable, or even it is called as auto variable. I will teach. It is a local variable. Okay. You are not allowed to use outside the block. Outside the block. Understood? Is it clear? So we will even see the real-time code so that it will give you very good insight of that. Fine. So you understood the scope. Now life. Now we will see life. What is life? Means till what time? Same like human beings. Till what time we are alive. Okay. Like this, it is the life. So hi everyone. Now see, what is the life? Life means how long. Life means how long the variable is alive. How long the variable or the function is alive. Okay, is alive. Or you can write how long is the variable is in the memory in the system, like this. Understood? So life is like the same that we human being has. Sir, बहुत अच्छा से आप समझाते हैं डोली पास. Thank you, Dolly. So now C is having a four type of storage class. What are that? Auto, extern, static, register. Okay. So auto class we are having, extern class we are having, static class we are having, and register. So one by one we will see. This is the brief chart, and at last we will see the one by one. Okay. So storage, where the auto class will get the storage, it is in the stack. Okay, it is going to be in the stack. Now default value, what is going to its default value? Means if you are not initializing anything, then it will take garbage value. Garbage value means any value it will take. Now scope, from where means where you can use it. Okay, that variable within the block that we have seen the example. Within the block only we can use. Now this is the life. Okay. Now what is the life of that? So what is the life? Its life is end of the block. So till the time we are in the block, it is alive. When we go outside from the block, it is dead. So end of the block. Okay. Now we will see extern. So extern is like global variable. Okay. Many people say global variable only. So you assume it as a, don't assume, it's like global variable only. So where it's going to get the storage? It is going to get the storage in the data segment part. Data segment part is in the memory. Okay, some part in the memory. When I will teach you the memory layout of C program, there is some part data segment. Okay. Now what is the default value? So default value is 0. Means if you're not initializing anything, if you're not giving any value to it, no initialization, then it will take 0. Like now see. Now see this here, I am making this as int x. I am removing this. Okay, I am removing this. Now see, this is a global variable, and I have not did any initialization. Now if I'll print this, what is going to be the output? Now if I'll print this, what is going to be the output? Just run it. See 0. So by default, if you're not giving any value to the external variable, see external means the global variable. Here int x is the global variable, that is the external of type external class. I will teach you how it is your, how it comes into external. So I will teach everything. Fine. Now see, default value we have seen. Now scope, see global, it is global. We have declared outside the main, but we are using inside the main. So it is global, and in multiple files also we can use. Okay, in multiple files also we can use. And live, till what time it is alive? Till the end of the program. Okay, till the end of the program. So till the time the program is alive, it will be alive. Now static is very important, very important. Okay, it's very important. In GATE exam, there is a high chance that if questions comes from storage class, then they will definitely ask from static. Okay, so in static, the storage is also a data in data segment. Default value is 0. Scope is within the block. See, scope is within the block. Just like auto class, the scope is same of auto, scope within the block, static also within the block. Life, what is the life? Till end of the program. Okay, till the time the program is alive, it will be. So if you will see, there is only one difference between external and static is in the scope. Is in the scope. It is global here, and here it is within the block, and rest is fine. See. Now another class we are having is the register class. So its storage is CPU register. Its storage is CPU register. So in the CPU register, it is going to get the storage. Default value is garbage. Okay, its default value is garbage. It is, if you're not initializing, then default is going to garbage. Scope within the block, and life is in the block. So if you'll see, auto and register, they are almost same, except in the difference is in storage. Auto get the storage in stack, and register get the storage in CPU register, and rest is fine. Okay, so I will share the notes in the Telegram. You can join there. Now see, so one thing, since it is a CPU register, you will never get the address. You will not never have the access of the address of CPU register. Okay, so CPU register address you can't access. Okay, so if you want to get the address of CPU register, it is not possible. So there is only one class where you will not get the address of that variable, that is of class register class. Understood? Is it everything going fine? So you can give a note and write, we cannot access the address of register class variables because it is stored in CPU register, because it is going to stored in CPU register. Is it fine till now? Anyone having any doubt? So brief I have explained. Now detail one by one we are going to see the storage class. So we will start auto class first. Okay, auto class first. See, you are definitely going to get one question from storage class. There is a high chance. Okay, so you should not miss this topic. So see, each local variable in the function comes into existence only when the function is called. See, whenever some local variable is there, you have seen that it is stored in stack. So whenever you're calling a function, then only it comes into existence. And when you are just going out of the function, it will get disappear. Okay, it will get disappear. So I will, with example also I will. So first let me show with the example. Like there I have written some function, right? F1 is having index. Okay, like this, and some code I have written. Now in main, I am calling F1. So what I mean, then again F1 I am calling. Okay, what I mean that. So see, you know that since it is a, whenever you call some function from main, it will create a stack. Function call is always going to create a stack. That is the activation record. So from main, you are calling function. Let us assume this is line 1, this is line. You are calling F1. Now F1 you are going to call. Now when F1 will work, when F1 work will done, it will return to main function. Now which line it will execute? Line 2. So is it here it will write the which line when after returning which line will execute 2. So this is the instruction counter. Instruction counter that will tell that after returning from this the line that you are going to execute. Okay, so Orko is asking, sir, if A is a register type variable, what will address A give? See, it will give error. It will give error. Okay, because you can't access. Now F1 you called that. F1 you called. Now F1 will do some. Now X will get the storage somewhere. X will get the storage somewhere. Some address will be there. Yeah, welcome Orko. Now this, let us assume all the work has done. Now completed. Now see this funds, this get the storage when you called F1. Now when this get over, it will get over. It will get over. So it comes into existence when it is called, and it will disappear when it is exited. So you have finished this work. This variable is no more in the system. No more in the system. So that's why we are saying that auto class life is within the block. In end of the block that was written. So till the time you are in the block, it's like scope. Okay. Now again, when you are calling F1, again you are calling F1. So now when you're after that, line 3 will execute. Okay. Now again, if you're calling F1, again it will get the storage, and again when its work will get finished, again it will return to main and it will get disappear. Understood? So this is auto class, but it is not the case in the extern and static, because here the storage in data segment part, here storage of auto class is in the stack. That's why it is happening like this, but it is not in the case of external storage. It is till the end of the program, till the, because it is not in the stack. Okay, understood now? So write each local variable in a function, each local variable in a function comes into existence only when the function is called. So when it is called, then only it comes into existence and disappear. When it will get disappear? Tell me, when it will get disappear? When the function is exited. When the function is exited. Okay. So this is why such variable are usually known as automatic variable. That's why these variables are given the name as automatic variable. Okay. So you write, this is why such variables are usually known as automatic variable. See, I will give you one problem. Okay, after the explanation, I will give one problem. Now, here also you have seen, when I am declared this auto variable, I am not writing here auto. This is even correct and this is even correct. If you want to declare an auto variable, you can write index, or you can even write before here auto, then int. Auto is the storage class. So the syntax is, how is the syntax? First you write the storage class, then you write the data type, then the variable name, Okay, so first you need to write the storage class. Now most of the time you have seen that we are not writing the storage class in the auto. So if you are not writing any storage class, by default it will take as a auto class. Okay, so write, and after that data type. So if you are not writing anything, so by default, so which is the by default is By default, tell me, by default the storage class is auto class. So this is the default, storage class. See, if you can write with me, then it will be also fine. It will save your time. Even I am going to share the notes in the Telegram group. This is the default storage class for all the variables declared inside a function, or a block. So this is the default storage class for all the variables declared inside a function or a block. So if you are declaring any variables inside a function, then it is going to take a auto class. Hence the keyword auto. Hence the keyword auto is rarely used. While writing programs in C language. Okay, understood? Now see fourth example. Now you have seen that it comes into existence when it is called and it disappears when it exited. So that's why it is not going to retain its last value. Okay, it is not going to retain the last value because it comes into existence when function is called and it will disappear when the function is exited. So that's why it is not going to retain its value. Okay, so you write this point. It is very important because when I will give you example, this point will be helpful since automatic variables come and go with function invocation. So when you are going to call, then it comes and go. They do not retain their value. They do not retain their values from one call to the next call. And must be explicitly set up upon each entry. So upon each entry we need to set up. So if you are not going to set up, then it is going to take a default. Okay, so if they are not set, they will contain garbage. So if they are not set, see with example it will be more clear. I will take now the example. They will contain garbage. So what here I am trying to explain you that, see, since automatic variables comes and go with function invocation, they do not retain their values from one call to next. So if you are calling the function again and again, it is not going to retain and must be explicitly set up upon each entry. If they are not set, they will contain the garbage. Okay, now let's see the example. With example it will be more clear. So this kind of questions they will ask. See, this is the function, this is the program, has include studio, void, increment, this. So this is the function declaration. Hope you people know this is a function declaration. Now void when increment, it is calling. So increment definition I have written. You know that program will start its execution. Program will start its execution from where? Main. From main it will. So increment, it is going one function, it will call. So increment is here. Now auto, it's an auto variable in type. So from main, first main will be there. Now from main, so let me write the name, one line number 1, 2, 3 and this 4. So first, after main, it is going to execute increment, and when it will return from increment, it will execute the line 2. It will execute the line 2. Then increment will call. Now increment is having an auto variable. Yeah, correct, auto. So it is going to have a auto variable int I. So that is even equal to int I equal to 1. Even you want to write auto or not, it's fine. So equivalent. Okay. So you will have I equal to 1. Now you are going to print I. So you are going to print I. You will print I 1. Then you are going to increment it. I equal to I plus 1. That is going to 2. Okay. That is going to 2. But when the function get over, it will return to main. Now it's saying that you execute the line number 2. Then again increment function will get executed. Then again you are going to call the increment. Then again auto variable will get the storage and I will be 1. Then again print I, then I 1. 1 only it will get printed. It will not take the last value that the increment, because function disappear, it will also get disappear. Okay, means function get exited, its value get disappear. So it will get deallocated. It is not in the memory. Okay, in life end of the block means what is the life of that variable? Here it will start and here it will, means from here it will start, here it will be end. Okay. Now again I will be 2, then again it will return here. Now it will execute which line? 3. Line 3. Again increment will do same thing. Increment again I equal to 1. Print I, 1 will get printed. Then I equal to I plus 1. It's 2. Then again work done. Yeah. Now it will return to main. Now it will just nothing is there. So it's what is the output of the above code is 111. Understood? 111. So this is in the case of auto variable. I will even teach you in static variable what will happen. Okay. In static, in the same program, when I will write as a static, what will happen? So we'll wait for some time. Let me complete the definition of auto. Okay. So just write the notes now. I hope that auto is clear. So everyone please comment if anyone having any doubt. Is it clear? Auto variable, is it clear? So just write the notes, whatever I have taught you, now I will write. Auto variables can be only accessed, Orko is saying crystal clear. Thank you, Orko. Can be only accessed within the parent block. So where you went, Orko, for Durga Puja? So auto variable can be only accessed. It will be only accessed within the parent block, means where it is defined, or within the function in which the auto variable was declared. Okay. Okay, Orko is saying tomorrow I will go to main. So where are you now, Orko? Now see next point. So this you have seen, auto variable can be accessed only within the parent block, that we have seen in the function in which the auto variable was declared. Okay. Okay, good, Orko. Now this you have seen that auto variable will be accessed within the block. Now I am having one question. So since it is scope is within the block, can I access it outside the block? Think. Since auto variable scope is within the block, and its life is end of the block, can I access outside the scope? Think. Can I access outside the scope? Comment. Everyone think? Orko is saying no. But the beauty is that we can access. How? By using the pointer. we can pass the address of that variable, like call by pointer. Okay, we are passing the address, local variables only we are passing. Okay, so this is a trick. In your placement also, this trick they can ask. However, you write, however, they can be accessed. They can be accessed outside their, yeah, और कोई saying याद आया? Very good और को. So revise भी हो जाएगा चीजें. Outside their scope as well, using the concept of pointer, of pointers. So by using pointers, we can access. Given here by pointing to very exact memory. So we will point to the exact memory of that location, exact memory location where the variables resides, okay. So where the variables reside, there. Understood now? So your auto class is over. You have seen the auto class. Anyone having any doubt, then you can ask me. So the last thing we have seen that auto variable can be accessed outside the scope as well, using the concept of pointer. Okay, given by pointer the very exact memory location. So if we give the exact memory location of that local variable, that is even called as auto variable, then we can use outside the scope. So it's a tricky question. Okay, now we are going to see the extern class, then we are going to see the static class. See, static class, why I will teach after extern, because some concept we require in static, some parts we require of static. Extern. Sir, I have one general doubt regarding it preparation. Shall I ask now or end of the class? Or you ask at the end of the session? Okay, we will discuss. I will take your doubts, personal doubts, general doubts, okay, at the end. So extern class is like a global variable. Okay, so in extern class, its definition should be outside of any function. So its definition should be outside of any function. So you write an extern. See, whenever I am writing any variable extern, so its keyword is extern. If you want to declare an extern variable, if you want to declare extern, so extern int x, then x is a variable of extern type. So just write the keyword here of storage class data table. So an extern variable must be defined exactly once. So it should be defined exactly once outside of any function, because now see, it is defined outside of any function. That's why it is going to get the memory location aside. See, it is going to see an external variable must be defined exactly once. It is going to be defined exactly once, not more than once, and outside of any function. Since it is going to define only once and outside of any function, that's why it is going to have a different memory location. If it will get defined in the function, then it will be in the stack, but it is going to define outside of the function. That's why it is going to have the different memory location, that is data segment, where it is getting the storage in the data segment. So outside of any function, because of this sets aside storage for it. So that's why it is going to get a different memory location. Understood? Fine. Now see the next point. Now you are defining the external variable outside. Okay, you are giving the definition outside. So whichever function wants to use the external variable, it should give the declaration inside that function. Okay, so now if you want to use the external variable, you should give the definition, a declaration inside that. Means, let's see the code. With code first, it will be more clear. Let me go to the online compiler. See, now you will say, sir, here this is the definition of the external variable. Now see, if I want to use int, now just let me write this here. Okay, now tell me what it will happen. Is it going to run, give output, or give error? Tell me. It will give error. Why? Because you have given the definition of that extern after the main. Okay, if you are giving the definition, this is the definition of extern. Now if you are giving the definition of extern outside after the main function, and if you are using before, so you are giving at the end and you are using before, then you should give the declaration. This main function don't know that what is x, what is c, it is giving the error x, undeclared, it is undeclared. So you have to let main function to know that x is a external variable. Okay, so this is the definition. How you can let main to know? You declare this extern int x. Now it will not give error and it will give output as 0. See, it is giving output as 0 because this is the external declaration. It is the external declaration. So whenever you are writing a keyword before this is the data type int. After that, if you are writing extern, then it is the external declaration. So if you are going to use that variable in any function, then you have to declare that function. Okay. Now the that this kind of code we don't see in our real time. Why? Because if you will give the definition before using, if you are giving the definition, then this is optional. Then this extern index is optional. Then declaration is optional. If you want to give, it's fine. If you don't give, then also it's fine. See, then also it will give an output 0. Understood? Extern. So extern gets the definition outside of any function. Okay, it is going to get the definition outside of any function. But if you are giving this definition before using that variable, then declaration is not required in the function where you are using. See, now I am not giving the declaration. See, it will not give the error. Understood? See, it is a very important concept, little bit tricky. So what I mean to say that extern will get the storage aside. Why? Because its definition should be outside of the function. And if you are giving the definition before using that variable, just like this, then declaration is not required in the function that is using that variable. But if you are giving the definition after the use, okay, after the use, then declaration is required. Understood? So that son is saying crystal clear. Okay, fine. So everyone understood. Now I will give the notes. See, if you are having doubt, you can let me know. If you are having doubt, then you can let me know. So with this, the concept will get more clear. Okay. So the external variable must also be, see what I am writing, the external, whatever I have taught now, the same thing I will write. So you write with me. The external variable must also be declared in each function. In each function, it should be declared that wants to access it. This, why it is required? Because this states the type of the variable. Why we require the declaration of that variable? Because we should know the type of the variable. So this states, so the external variable must be declared in each function. In every function, it should be declared that wants to access is, this states the type. This states the type of the variable. Type of the variable. Okay, it is going to state the type of the variable. Now, the declaration can be explicit or implicit. Explicit means forcefully we have to do that, like external, or implicit. Implicit means no need to be do. Okay, by default it will be. Okay, so like when you are giving the definition above the main, above use means before using, then it is not required. So right, the declaration may be an explicit external statement, explicit statement, or maybe implicit, from context. So by seeing, you can understood. Everyone, please like this session and share with your friends also, so they can take the advantage of this free live class. Now just write this point. Syntactically, external definition are just like definition of local variable. See, now I will say you why it will take. So syntactically, external definition are just like definition of a local variable. How you define the local variable? The same way you are going to define the external variable. You have seen that index you have written, it is definition only. But since they occur outside of the function, that's why it is taking the storage outside. See, whenever you are giving the definition outside of the function, it is taking the storage outside it in data segment part. Okay, but since they occur outside of function, the variables are external. So that's why the variables are external. Understood? Now, right, next point. Before a function can, that the same thing, name, before a function can use an external variable. See what I'm saying is, before a function can use an external variable, the name of the variable must be known to the function. So that's why I'm saying, before a function can use an external variable, if you are going to use that external variable in a function, the name should be known to the function. If its name is known, then it's fine. If its name is not known, then you have to explicitly give the declaration of that variable. So that's why if you are writing above, that we have seen the code, if you are writing above the main, then no need to give the declaration in the main function. But if you are not giving the definition above the main, then you have to give the declaration in the main. So before a function can use an external variable, the name of the variable must be made known. Okay, the name of variable must be made known to the function. Understood? So one way to do this, is to write an external declaration in the function. One way to do this is to write an external declaration that we have seen. External declaration in the function. So how is the declaration? The declaration is same as the before, just we are writing the external keyword before. So the declaration is the same as before, except for the added keyword, external. Except you are going to add the keyword external. Now in certain circumstances the external declaration can be omitted. So you can omit. You have seen that how you have omitted when you are giving the definition above the main. So you write in certain circumstances, the external declaration can be omitted. So it can be omitted. When it can be omitted, I have shown you by using the code also. So I'm giving the notes of that. If the definition, see, if anyone having any doubt, you can ask me. If the definition of an external external variable occur in the source file, before its use in a particular function, then there is no need for an external declaration in the same function. And there is no need for an external declaration. Okay, external declaration in the function. Fine. Now you have seen that in the scope they have written the global and multiple files. Now how in multiple files you can use the external variable? Okay, like if the external variable, if the program is in several source file and a variable is defined in file 1 and used in file 2 and file 3, means if a variable is defined in file 1 and used in file 2 and file 3, then external declaration are needed in, see, you just fill in the blank. If you understood, then you can able to answer. What I am saying that there is 3 file. Okay, there is 3 file. In the scope, they have shown that in the scope, see, in the scope they have said that it is global, even you can use in multiple files. So if you are having a more source file, then how you can use, like if you are having a file 1, let's assume you are having a file 1, you are having file 2, 3 file you are having, file 2, and last one is file 3. Now all the definition of external variable is in file 1. Okay, all the definition of all external variable is in file 1. Now you want to use the file 1 external variable in file 2 and in file 3. Then how you can connect this file 1 external definition in file 2 and file 3? how you can connect. Understood my question? I am saying that in file 1, all the definition of external variable are present. Okay. And you want to connect them in file 2 and file 3, then how you can connect? Think and tell me how you can connect. So if the program, now I'm writing that, if the program is in several source file, think, see, if you will think, you will get the answer. If the program is in several source files, and a variable is defined, and a variable is defined in file 1, and a variable is defined in file 1 and used in file 2 and used in file 2, okay, and file 3, and if it is used in file 1 and file 3, then how you can use? Understand? Anyone got the answer? No. So if you want to use that, then using pre-processor directive has a good. Yeah, very good. You told me the last one means we require the declaration of all the external variable. Okay, so we require the declaration of external variable, because if you want to, I have told you, if you want to use the external variable, then every function should know the name of the variable before its use. So if you are not having the definition here, then you should write the declaration. No? In the main, I have shown you, no? In the main function, if the source in definition was not above, so definition is not there, then you should write the declaration to get connect with the definition. Understood? Declaration of external variable. See, is it clear or not? Please tell me. So you require a declaration. So that is by using hash include. You can, that is the real time use that I will teach. Because I will tell after that. Or question crystal clear. So if the program is in the several file and a variable is defined in file 1 and used in file 2 and file 3, then external declaration are needed. Then external declarations are needed in file 2, and file 3, in file 2 and in file 3 to connect the occurrences, of the variables. So in this way, in the multiple files, the external variables are used. Now last of in external, we will see the real-time use, that like by using header file that we use. Okay, so that is the real-time where we are using the external in the header file. Okay, so what we do here, generally we require the declaration of all the variable, all the external variables. So what we do, we create another file, and here we write the file 4, and here we will write the declaration of all the external variable, and that here we will include as include like this. Okay, so that like .h header file that you are seeing, there you are having a declaration, not the definition. Okay, understood? Like a studio, so it is having the declaration of the variables or the function. So the usual, right? The usual practice is to collect external declarations of variables and functions in a separate file. Historically called historically called a header, that is included by has include, okay, at the front of. So at the front only we are going to include at the front. So it will be available to all the functions at that source file at the front of each source file. The suffix .h is conventional for header names. Now give a note. See, the function themselves are always external. Why? Because it cannot be defined inside a function. Have you seen any time that a function definition isn't inside a function? No. So function themselves. Function. Now after that we are going to see static. So static is very important. Okay. Function themselves are always external because C does not allow function to be defined inside other function. It is very important. Functions are always external because C does not allow function to be defined inside a function. Okay, not allowed to define inside. So extern is done, your auto class is done, extern is done. Now static we are going to start. So till now anyone having any doubt, then you can let me know. Now static we are going to start. Anyone having any doubt, then please let me know. Is it clear? Everything? Yeah, Orko is saying yes. Everyone please comment. Static variable is very important. That is static class, or it is very important. In terms of your gate, this is the most important storage class. For C++, I am not sure, but I think that C++ also not allow that. Okay, that's it. Now see, static variable. See, there is only difference between this is very important. Why I am saying, see here. Now you will get the idea. Now see here, what is the difference in auto and static? Storage is in stack, data segment, here it's in data segment. Default value is 0, is garbage. Scope is within the block, here also scope is within the block. So both auto and static scope of that variable is within the block, but life is end of the block here till end of the program. So auto variables get disappear when its function get exited, but static variable retains its value because it's not get deallocated. Now its scope is within the block. But it is alive. Till the end of the program. Okay. See, with example, it will be more clear. What I want to say you. So when you are calling the function again and again, same function, like in your auto class, for auto class we have seen that one function increment. Now see here, in here increment you are writing auto, then you have seen the output as 1 1 1. Now this same increment function, now here just in place of auto, I am writing as a static. I am writing as a static. Okay. So see here what is doing. This is the declaration that I have shown. The main. From main you are going to call. Let me make the line 1, line 2, line 3. You know that static variable get the storage in data segment, not in the stack. Not in the, see, notes I will give later. First I am explaining you the point. Okay. So in main, yeah, correct or true. So from main you are going to call the increment function. So after increment is done, you are going to call the line 2. Now what increment is doing? Increment is saying that there is some static int I. So it is going to get the storage where? In data segment part, not in stack. So somewhere in the memory there will be I and some address will be there, and it is now having 1. Now it is saying printf I. So it is going to print I. Now it is doing I plus 1, that is 2. See, it is in the data segment part. It is in the data segment, not in the stack. Not in the stack. Okay, so it will get over the work. Now 2, again increment is going to call. Now after this function will get over, you will execute the third increment. So instruction counter will point to third. Now increment you are calling. Now again this line is not going to get executed. This is the declaration of a static variable as well as the definition, because here you have said that I is a static variable and you have initialized one in I. Now this is not going to execute again. Now in the next statement it will print I, that is going to 2. Why? Because you are already having I. You are not going to redeclare again. You are having the declaration of I. Now again you are going to do I plus 1. Now it will be 3. It's not going to disappear. It's going to retain its value. Okay, last use in this scope. Now 2. Now again this will over. Now third increment will get execute, and after this the main is going to execute the fourth line, that is nothing. So here you see this line will not get executed. Now print I is your 3, will print 3, then I plus 1, now 4. Now done. So the output is here 1, 2, 3. Understood everyone? Is it clear? See this declaration part, okay, declaration of static will be done only once. Okay, the static declaration line will be executed only once. This line will be executed only once. Now see, I am going to change something in the code. I am going to change something. If you've understood it, you will see. I am saying the static declaration line. This is declaration as well as the definition. How? This is declaration as well as the definition. Okay, I am saying that declaration will happen only once. Now this line I am changing. Okay, you people now will answer me. I am changing the line. I am changing this line and I am writing this as this. This I have removed. So just I am writing static int I. Now here I am doing the assignment I equal to 1. Now what is going to be the output? Now think. So just what I did, I do one change while giving the declaration. I remove the initialization and now I am doing the assignment. Now increment, this function is going to call 3 times from the main function. Increment, then increment, then increment. Now tell me what is going to be the answer. Very good, Arpo. Very good. Other also try. So everyone, please like this session and subscribe the channel. Tomorrow also I am going to take the class on binary search tree. So for tomorrow, I've even prepared a PPT. Nothing I'm going to write because everything I've written. In this, I'm writing. There I no need to write because it has taken 3 days to create the PPT for binary search tree. Very wonderful PPT I have prepared. Okay, you will like this session. Everything I have covered in binary search tree. Insertion, deletion, number of binary search tree, previous year questions, everything. Okay. So tomorrow also at 8 p.m. we will have the class. And you please share in your status, in your social media account. Since it is a free live class, more student will come and they can take the advantage of that. Because guarantee 2 marks will come. Whatever topic I am taking, guarantee 2 marks will come. Like a storage class, it's very important. Fine, let's see. So you are going to call from here main. Very good, Darshan. It's 1-1. Is anyone still trying? Then please comment. If anyone is still trying, then please comment. So first you are going to call the increment, then you are going to return this. Means you are going to use it second one. Static int I, you will have one variable I. Okay. In the data segment part. Now it is having a value 0. In the beginning, it is having the value 0 because its default value of static is 0. Okay, in data segment. So first, if after this static int I, if I print, you can see if I do printf percentage d I, you will get 0. Then I am increasing I equal to 1, means I am giving the assignment I equal to 1. Now I is 1. Now printf I, you are doing. Now you are incrementing I equal to I plus 1. Now it is 2. Now again you are going to call increment. Again you are going to call increment. So this line is not there, okay, in our. So this line will not get executed. It will get executed only once. Only once, okay. Now printf this one, this next line. Again I is going to assign to 1. Again you are rewriting the value of I to 1. Now again you are doing the print I. So 1 get printed. Again you are making I equal to I plus 1. That is I2. Understood? So the number of times you will call the increment function, it will just print 1. It will just print 1. Am I clear to all of you? But if I will do one more change here, like this way they can ask static int I, printf di, then I equal to 1. Okay, now again one more changes. Now again one more changes. Think what I am doing. Now if I'll make you understood now? Here I am making, let me write this in the code. Because if we'll do the changes here, na, it will be good. So void increment I have written here. Okay, let me write f of the main. So I am just removing here this static int I am giving. Now printf, you will give, you first you will tell me the output, okay, then it's going to your I, then I is going to your I is going to your 1. Now percentage d I plus 1. Yeah, fine. Tell me what is going to be the output. Now you are calling increment. Okay, 3 times you are going to call the increment. Not tell me. Is it visible now? Let's try. See, those who have not joined the Telegram channel, you can join. There I will share the notes. What is the output now? Now Orco has given the output. Let me check. It's giving some error. Other also try. That one also has given line 16 equal to what happened, why it is giving error. Oh, since I have copied from that, that's why some equal to I plus 1. So 0 1 2 1 2 1. Correct. Very good. Very good output. Means you have understood. Understood? Na? So in this way, they can do the changes and they will ask. Now let me give you the notes. I hope now it is clear. Now write the notes in static. See, notes are also important. So that's why I'm even giving the notes. So right. So the static variable. After this, we are going to see the previous year question because your storage class is almost finished. Static variables have a property of preserving. Preserving. It is even called as persisting. Means holding the value. Hold their value even after they are out of scope. Even after they are out of scope, we can use. Okay, means even if it is out of scope, its value retain. Okay, it is not going to disappear. That I have shown you. So a static variable have a property of preserving, that is persisting, holding their value even after they are out of scope. If it is out of the scope, then also it will be. But one thing, you will not get the excess of that variable outside its scope. Okay, you can't. So even like you can use by using pointer, but generally you can't. Hence a static variable preserve the value of their last use in their scope. Understood? Now next point. So we can say that they are initialized only once. So they are initialized only once. They are going to initialize only once and exit, and it's going to exist till the termination of the thus no new memory. That's why it's not going to get the new memory. Thus no new memory is allocated during is allocated so thus no new memory is allocated because they are not redeclared, okay. Done now. So you know that its scope is within the function where it is defined, but it can be even, you can make even as a global. Okay, so global static variables can be accessed anywhere. Means if you are not defining that inside the function, you are doing above the main, then you can access. Okay, global static variable can be accessed anywhere in the program. See, notes I think that I should write at last because time is a little bit less. Yeah. Okay, let me write fast. Okay, you please write fast. The static declaration applied to an external variable or function limits the scope of that object. Yeah, Orko, you will get the notes at the end of the session in the channel that the Gate Academy is sharing. Okay, limits the scope of that object. So I will write. You just see the rest of the source file being compiled. See what I am saying here. Now, if you are having some global variable, that is external variable, if you will make that as a static, then you are not going to use in different file. Okay, so global static variable are not going to use in different source file. So the static declaration applied to an external variable or a function limits the scope of the object to the rest of the source file being compiled. Is it clear what I am trying to say? Let me explain with the code. What I wants to say that, like, if you are writing here int x, so this is your external variable. Now if you want this external variable x, you can use in different source file. But if you'll write here like static int x, now you are restricting the external variable that now you are not allowed to use outside this source file. Okay, so here we are restricting, it will be used inside that only, not outside. Understood now? So fourth point I have written. Now write 55. So Orko is saying, sir, can you please explain this part only in Hindi? Yeah, Orko. See, इसमें क्या बताना चाह रहे हैं हम, अगर आप जैसे कोई वेरिएबल int x लिखे हैं बिफोर द मेन, ओके, आप जैसे मेन के देखिए, आप इस कोड से देखिए, आपने जब इसे int x लिखेंगे सिर्फ, ओके, सिर्फ int x लिखिए, जब आप int x इसे सिर्फ लिख रहे हैं तो ये तो आपका एक्सटर्नल वेरिएबल है, आप इसको इसके नीचे कहीं पर भी कोई भी लाइन ऑफ द कोड में आप यूज कर सकते हैं। और आप जानते हैं एक्सटर्नल वेरिएबल आप डिफरेंट फाइल में भी यूज कर सकते हैं, डिफरेंट सोर्स फाइल में। तो आप चाहते हैं कि ग्लोबल रहे लेकिन डिफरेंट सोर्स फाइल में यूज ना हो, तो आप उसे क्या कीजिए, रिस्ट्रिक्ट कर दीजिए कि आप ये इसे स्टैटिक कर दीजिए, इस एक्सटर्नल वेरिएबल को आप स्टैटिक कर दीजिए। जैसे आपने क्या कर दिया, स्टैटिक। अब आप इसको डिफरेंट सोर्स फाइल में यूज नहीं कर सकते क्योंकि स्टैटिक का स्कोप है विद इन द ब्लॉक, ओके, जहां वो यूज हुआ है, और लाइव क्या है, टिल द एंड ऑफ द प्रोग्राम। तो ये आप स्कोप कहां कर सकते हैं, जहां आप डिफाइन किए, तो आप इस सोर्स फाइल में डिफाइन किए तो आप यहीं पे यूज कर सकते हैं, ठीक है। एक्सटर्न नहीं है, आपने एक्सटर्न को रेस्ट्रिक्ट कर दिया, लेकिन एक्सटर्न का पावर, जैसे धर लीजिए किसी का पावर ज्यादा है, अब उसका पावर घटाना चाहते हैं, एक्सटर्न का पावर ज्यादा है, डिफरेंट में यूज हो सकता है, आप उसको घटाना चाहते हैं तो आप उसको स्टैटिक कर दीजिए एक्सटर्न को, तब घट जाएगा। समझ में आया क्या? इज इट क्लियर टू ऑल ऑफ यू? और को या वेलकम। सी, जब भी डाउट होगा तो आप पूछेंगे तो मैं बता दूंगा। सो व्हेनेवर यू विल फेस एनी डाउट यू कैन आस्क मी, आई विल एक्सप्लेन, बिकॉज दिस क्लास इज फॉर यू पीपल ओनली। नाउ सी, this is done. So write static storage is specified by prefixing the normal declaration. So after that we are going to see the previous year question, okay, from that has came in static, from static, okay, with the word static. So static storage is specified by prefixing the normal declaration with the word static. So I have told you that just write before the declaration the keyword of the storage. So if you write static, it will become a static variable. So it is your x is a static variable. Understood? Now we are going to see the previous year question. Understood now? We have seen that its memory is going to in the have I written hold their values, hence static variable preserve the values. So we can say that in thus no new memory. So this one point, last point you write internal static variables are local to a particular, that I've shown you. Internal static variable is going to local to the block and global will be throughout the program source file, okay. So internal static variable are local to a particular function. It's going to are local to a particular function, just as automatic variables are, but unlike automatics, but it is not going to be like automatics. Why? They remain in existence, because it's remain in existence. Auto don't remain in existence, they remain in existence rather than coming and going each time the function is activated, okay. So the only difference between this in the types of scope is that it is going to retain, it is not like this. So it means that it is going to get a, because of that it means that it is going to have a permanent storage. That's why we say that it is going to stored in the data segment, not in the stack. This means that internal static variable, internal static variables provide permanent, private storage, private, and that is going to your permanent storage within a single function. Okay, so this means that the internal static variable provides a private and permanent storage within a single function in the data segment. Done. Now give a note and just write that the static declaration line will be executed. Now this is the last line. Give a note and write. Now we are going to see the previous year question from static variable. The static declaration line will be executed how many times? Tell me. The static declaration line will be executed only once. Is going to execute it only once, that I have shown you. Now see the previous year GATE question on static variable. So this solved example I have shown you on static. Now see, this is the previous year question. Now tell me what is going to be the output answer. Let me try. Yeah, you people try. Let me also try. You people also try. So where is main? So void main count is 3. Okay, you are calling this from count 3. Main is calling this from count 3. See, main is just having count 3. See, count 3. Okay, so you are calling count 3. N is calling count 3. Value of n is 3. Or go. See, here is static variable is there, so it will get the storage not in the stack, in data segment. Yeah, correct, Orko. Very good. Others should also try. I have also got the same answer, Orko. Everyone, please like this session and subscribe the channel. So tomorrow also I am having the class on binary search tree. Other also try. I'm giving time. Everyone, please try. सर इस स्पीड इम्पोर्टेंट है क्या, ये अभी या फिर एक्यूरेसी भी फोकस करूं? और को स्पीड के साथ साथ एक्यूरेसी ज्यादा इम्पोर्टेंट है, क्योंकि गेट इज ऑफ 3 आवर एग्जाम, सो स्पीड भी जरूरी है बट इट्स इनफ. Accuracy is more important. Fine. So rest has not given. So let me solve. Okay. Let me start. So I've given enough time. Now from main. So let me write 1, 2, 3, line number 4, 5, 6. Now main is going to call this count on 3. Count 3. So n is your 3. N is your 3. Static int d is equal to 1. So d is going to get the storage somewhere in data segment part is 1. Now printf d, printf n. N is 3, you print 3. Now it's saying printf d 1, you print it. D plus plus, you increment it 2. Now n greater than 1, yes, 3 is greater than 1. Now you are going to in count n minus 1. And when you are going to call count n minus 1, that is 2, n is equal to 2. After returning to this, you are going to execute this line number 6. So in instruction counter, you write as 6. Now n is equal to 2. Now this line is not going to execute in the second time. I have told you in initialize that declaration of static will be executed only once. Now printf n is your 2 to print it. Now printf d, what is d? 2, print it. Now d plus plus, you are incrementing d. Now it's 3. Now n greater than 1, it's 2. Yes, it's greater. Then count. Then again call count n minus 1. That is 2 minus 1 is 1. Now, after returning from this, you will execute this line 6. So in instruction counter, I am writing as 6. Now in count 1, you are having count 1 here. So n is now equal to 1. Now printf percentage d n. You are going to print 1 because n is 1. Now d is your 3. Fine. Now d plus plus, you are going to increment d as 4. Okay, 4. Now printf. So now d increment to 4. Now n greater than 1. No, 1 is 1. 1 is not greater than 1. So this line will not get executed. You will print d. So now you will print d, that is 4. So this is over. Now after returning this, so in count 2, you have to execute the line number 6. And now in line number 6, you are having d as 4. It's saying print d. So now it's 4. Now this is over. Now again it's saying count 3 function print d. So d is 4. So your answer is 3 1 2 2 1 3 4 4 4. Understood? Everyone? Fine. So if anyone having doubt, please let me know. Now try this one. This is called on F5. You are calling on F5. This is asked in your GATE 2005 for 2 marks. Consider the. Everyone, please like this session and subscribe the channel. Okay. Those who have not subscribed yet, subscribe it. And tomorrow I will have the class on binary search tree. So on F5 you need to call. What is going to be the answer? Same way you try. What is the value of F5? F5 they are asking. Everyone please try. I am even trying. I'm solving with you people. So I got the answer. Have you got, everyone? Okay, try. So those who are not getting, you can see. See, 10 people are watching, but only Orko is commenting. You people also, if you will comment, if you are facing doubt, I will clear. No, Orko, not 5. So let me solve. See here, from F5, okay. So F5 you are going to call. So n is equal to 5. Now static int r is equal to 0. R is going to have somewhere in the data segment 0. N is smaller than 0. The 5 is no. 5 is greater. Yes, it's greater. R is equal to n. So R is going to 5 because n is your this. Now return. It's saying return if n minus 2. So 5 minus 2 is 3 plus 2. It will return. So F3 it is going to call F3. Now n is 3. Okay. Now this line is not going to execute again because I have told you that declaration will happen only once. Now R is not going to become 0. Now n is smaller than 3 is smaller than 0. No. 3 is greater than 3. No. So it will execute this. It will say return if n minus 1, that is 2 plus R. You write R. Now F2. Now n is equal to 2. 2 is smaller than 0. No. 2 greater than 3. No. Again return. If n minus 1, that is 1 plus R. So that is F1 you are going to now call. F1. Okay. N is equal to 1. Now 1 is smaller than 0. No. 1 is greater than no. So these two function false. So it will again go return if n minus 1, that is 1 minus 1, 0. R. Now see F0 will call F0. N is equal to 0. N is smaller than equal to 0. Yes. So it will return 1. Yeah. It will return 1. So 1 plus R. What is R here? 5. That is 6. So it will return here how much? 6. That is in F1. F1 is 6. 6 plus 5 is 11. So F2 will be 11. 11. So you are calling F2. F2 is returning 11. 11 plus 5. R is 5 is 16. So F3 is going to return 16. Here 16. 16 plus 2 is 18. So your answer is 18. Your output is 18. Understood? So D is the correct. Everyone, is it clear now? Everyone, is it clear? Please let me know whether it is clear or not. Yeah. Now let me go to the last storage class, that is register. So register is not that much important, but you should know what is register class. So I have told you that register will use the keyword register before the data type. Okay, register class. So then we will have the, at last we will have the quiz, and quiz will have the mixed question. Okay, mixed question from switch it is having. Okay, mixed question it is having. So let me first go see register. I'm just explaining you what is register. Notes I will give later. So in why we use register variables, register class. So if you want to declare a variable, of register class, you should choose the variable which are oftenly used. Like if you are writing for int I is smaller than equal to 10, I plus plus. So if you are writing int I is the variable that you are going to use more again and again. If I'll make as a 100. So if you want to reduce the time, means you want to speed up the process of the program. So CPU is going to, so you know that CPU where, so CPU is very much close to CPU register. So you can choose some variable as a declare as a CPU register, for which what you will do, will just use the keyword register int. So now it will be your of class storage. So just to speed up, and since in C the number of CPU register in any computer is limited, so it is up to the compiler whether to use that variable. Means if you are writing int I as register, it is up to the compiler whether to use this I as a register class if it is having this space. Otherwise it will discard this register and use as a auto class. So it's up to the compiler whether it wants to use as a register class or use as a auto, because register is like a important data. Okay, and costly. Registers are costly, so it is limited in our system. So it depends upon the compiler. If you are writing as a register, then also it's not guaranteed that it will be stored in register. But I have told you that register variables, we can't get the address of register variable. So since we can't get the address of the register variable, whether the compiler is discarding it as a register or not, you will not get it. Means if the compiler discarded it, not given the storage in register, then also you will not get the address of this variable. Okay, and it's generally vary from compiler to compiler. Okay, it's generally vary from compiler to compiler. So let me write some points. A register declaration advises the compiler that the variable in the code will be heavily heavily used. Okay, so it is going to be used heavily. So the idea is that register variable. The idea is that register variable are to be placed in machine register. Where it is going to be placed? In machine register. That I've told you, which may result in a smaller and faster program. Smaller because it's small, the number of register are less, since it is costly. Okay, but I've told you that compiler are free to ignore this, but compilers are free to ignore the advice. So if you are saying to ignore some variable as a register, it is up to the compiler whether to use it as a register or not. Okay, so a registered declaration advises the compiler that variable in the code will be heavily used. So you are heavily used compile variable you are going to declare as a register. The idea is that register variable are to be placed in machine register, which may result in a smaller and faster program, but compiler are free to ignore the advice. It's free to ignore the advice. Okay, so next, the register storage is specified. So how you are going to declare? I have told you, just by writing register before the data type. So the register storage is specified by prefixing the normal declaration, with the word register, Okay, so example is your register int x. The register, now important, this is very important. So you can define a register variable. The register declaration can only be applied, and if you want to make any variable as a register, you can make can only be applied to auto variable, automatic variable. Means you can't make any global variable as a register. You can't make any global variable as register type. To automatic variable only. Otherwise, it will give error. And to the formal parameters, of a function. Understood, na? Like if you are writing like this, as include studio.h, and you are writing here register int x, it is not allowed. You can only make auto class as a register. Auto class, it is not allowed. Here it is having main. Okay, but same thing. In main, you can write here register index. This is allowed inside the main because it is now local variable, that is auto class. It is allowed. Okay, so only auto variables are allowed to make as register. Understood? The next point, only a few variables. So only a few variables in each only a few variables in each function. In each function may be kept in register. Only a few variables may be kept in. See, maybe I am saying may be kept in register. Okay, and only certain types are allowed. Only certain types are allowed. Access register declaration are harmless. So even there is no space, there is no more register in your system. But then also, if you are declaring more register variable, access register declaration harmless, because it's up to the compiler. It will not take as a register, it will take as a auto class. However, since the word register is ignored, so it's going to ignore for access. So if you are going to use access, then it is going to ignore or disallowed, or in disallowed allocation, it is going to ignore. So basically, it depends upon the compiler. Okay, so different compiler do different work for that. Okay, this is fixed for every compiler, but the specific restriction on the type depends upon the specific restriction on the number and the types of variables that you can make as a register depends upon the compiler, or from machine to machine. Because if I am having more register in our system, then I can use that. Okay, so it's up to the compiler. So it is not allowed, it is not possible. So I've told you that you are not possible to take the address. It's not possible to take the address. It's not possible to take the address of a register variable regardless of whether the variable is actually placed in register. Okay, so whether it is placed in register or not, you will not get the address. Now, last point. Then we are going to see the quiz. The specific restrictions on number and types of register variable vary from machine to machine. Okay, so the specific restriction on number and the type of register variable vary from machine to machine. Okay, is it done? So your storage class is finished. Now let's see the quiz. See, quiz is from every topic, means programming in C. Now see, this is the instruction for playing quiz. So how to play? No negative marking is there. Number of point question will be displayed along with the question. Tougher the question, more the points. Okay, the tougher the question, you are going to get more the points. Faster you answer, higher you score. Okay. So you can join by using the code bit.ly/TGA0006E, or you can by using the code also. So you can now join the quiz. Orko joined. What about rest? Yeah, join. This is the QR code to join. Okay, let's wait for some time. Okay, let's start. See, this question I have taken in switch case. For switch case I have taken. So it is saying that consider the following code is has included studio.h in main int I is equal to 1, switch I minus 2, and in printf welcome all. Everyone has answered. Okay, so this is the correct. See, everyone in switch case, if you are writing anywhere outside of the case, so like you were having so if you are writing in switch case, whatever is there, if you are writing anything outside the case, like here printf, that will not get executed, but it will even not give any error. Okay, so outside the case, if you are writing anything outside the case, if you're writing anything, it will get ignored by the compiler. Okay, it will get ignored, but it should be syntax wise correct. Syntax wise it was correct, syntactically it should be correct. So if whatever you are having like is 1, so it will directly go to the case 1. Okay, or 2, then case 2. It is not going to go like line wise line, it will go like a table. So whatever switch value is having, it will jump to that. Okay, jump table is there. So if you having getting here 1, so it will go to 1. After that, whatever line, it will keep on executing till it is gets a break. So whatever you are writing before, it's not get executed. Understood now? So now see the next question. Right. Everyone join now. Now see this one. What is the output of the following code? This I have taken as a storage. You can join. Those who have not joined, they can go to the link in the comment also. The Gate Academy has given. You can join from there. So static x is equal to 5. Then minus x you are doing. You can take the time. I कहाँ से है? यहाँ I it should be x. It should be x. Okay, it should be x. I की जगह x होगा. It should be x. Printf x. It should be x. Yeah. So 000 it will give the answer. Okay. Very good. Very good, Arko. Now see the last question. This is on recursion. So it's saying that what is the output of the following code int fun if so main is calling fun2 then x is equal to 2. Now it will check whether x is equal to 4. Everyone has answered. Very good. Wow. So Orko has got 168 point. Fine. So your storage class is finished, and this is the Orko has got highest mark. Congratulations, Orko. So you can like the session and subscribe the channel. And tomorrow also I'm having the class on binary search tree, that PPT I have created. So everything I have created for binary search tree, it's a wonderful PPT I have created. Everything is written, no need to write. So tomorrow sharp 8 p.m. we will again meet. Thank you everyone. So bye, good night everyone. Understood ना? Anyone still having any doubt? हाँ, आपका डाउट क्या है? मेरा डाउट ले लीजिए ना प्लीज. हाँ बोलिए. Yeah, Orko, you can ask general doubts, whatever you are having, you people, you can ask. If you are having, I am intern at a company and I'm placed as well. I'm intern at a company and I am placed there and I am placed there as well. However, as to be an employee, I am getting with higher priority project and responsibility, and also my office timing are 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. So I get really tired and I'm feeling like I'm not getting enough time for self-study. So please stay with this. See, you are intern. I think that you are in college also. So you should first see what is your main priority, whether gate is more important or job. And if you two things you can do, first you try to manage with the job. If it is happening, then go for it. If it is not, then you have to leave the job. Yeah, you can take the risk. It's the time you can take the risk. You will get job in off compassing also. There are many opportunities after 1 2 means many opportunities there. First you try to do along with the job. Try to wake up early in the morning, or if you're not able to wake up early in the morning, then study late night. So when you are coming from the office like 8 p.m, then take a power nap of 15 minutes, 30 minutes, or 1 hour, whatever you feel that after getting a sleep, you get comfortable and then again start. Okay, so just like when I used to go to the school, after the school I used to get a sleep. So in because of that I used to study at night. So you can use that one. Sir, the intern is replacement for major projects cannot be. Sir, the intern is replacement. See, if you cannot leave, then you have to manage like that. You have to study at either at night or at the morning. No other option is there. And I hope that you will do well, because even I have seen your response. You will. There are many people that they have cracked the gate along with their job. So if you will try, you will able to do. If you will work hard, means the only problem is that you have to work much harder than the other people, because these people, those who are not doing job, they are only preparing, so they will get more time, so you have to compete with them. Okay, so you just make a routine that in this time I will study, whether in the morning or in the night. Okay, and try to follow it. Is it fine, Orko? Clear hai? Yeah, welcome. I will always help you people. So bye, good night everyone. Bye, good night everyone.